So it appears that Elon Musk is going crazy.
The question is, why Tesla doesn't fire him?
I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Tesla should fire him?
Yeah, he's still CEO, right?
I think he is, yeah. He's supposed to be.
But what is he doing?
Yeah, so even Dan Ives, who's like, he's with Webb-Bush at one of the Wall Street hedge fund kind of things, who's one of the big Tesla promoters, he's even saying like, Elon, there's no sign of him at any of the factories, any of the buildings for like 2 months. So, I mean...
yeah, he's just now have a, good time in White House, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, it's funny because we even have comments from the last video, which I want to share with you guys. This is coming from, I guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
Very 7.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They say Ferrari is fast, Lamborghini is faster, but Tesla is fascist. So he's really hurting the company. Here's another comment. This is from Ra Rickus. They say, I'll be annoyed if I find out people are being paid to hate Elon because I've been doing it for free. I feel so silly. So what this is reference to, do you remember this one? Why does he say that?
I don't know.
So Elon has this conspiracy theory that all these people who don't like him are paid. Right? That's what Elon thinks. They think that because...
Are we paid?
I wish. Because like, why are we hating on Elon for free, right? That's what that's what this person is saying. And a lot of people actually read the similar sentiments in the comments. So Elon's point of view is that he thinks he's like the awesomest person in the world and that everybody loves him, right?
But now he knows it's not, so he's kind of crying and he's living in a fairy tale world, so he's like money printing, something like that, and going to Mars next year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, the Elon fairy tale thing's an interesting one. So this is always a question, right? Is Elon just like lying nonstop, or is he living in some sort of fantasy land? And so he's still lying, but
we call the Liply.
What does that? What does that mean?
Because
Liply?
you set up your lying word.
Okay.
You cannot get out of that because you are, setting your lying world. So if you...
Oh, your lying world.
Yeah, lying world.
Okay. Like a liar world.
Yeah. So if you, tell you that that's lie, no, it's not, then you make more lies.
And get a bigger world, I guess?
Yeah.
A bigger world of lies?
Cover the lies.
Cover the lies with lies. Well, because like, the thing that was noticeable, and he gave an interview with Ted Cruz. You don't know Ted Cruz, but he's a senator from Texas who's not really popular. He's the kind of guy that when Texas has like a big winter problem, stuff like that, he'll just go to Mexico and go on vacation. No, seriously. He got in a lot of trouble with that because people were like, hey, we don't have any power, it's winter.
Yeah, it's your problem.
Hey, here I am in Mexico. What's going on, guys? What are you doing? He's got this new tan and sunglasses. But Musk did a podcast with Ted Cruz, and Musk is getting more and more conspiracy theory kind of thinking. And before, whenever he would basically lie about his products, his lawyers would say it's not lying. The phrase they use is puffery. To puff yourself up, like, so, and then if you do that, it just means you're like really optimistic. So is that a lie, to be really positive about the future?
But you're talking about your company and money.
Right.
So you need to be right about that.
Well, okay.
It affects your stock price,
it does.
Market. So I don't know, you shouldn't do that. That's my opinion.
Well, here's some good examples, okay? So Elon in the past, he'll say something like, I'm going to take Tesla private, or he'll say something like on Twitter, right? And that will have an effect on what people think of with the stock. Or he'll say something like, hey, I'm going to buy Twitter. I think it was like $52 or whatever he said. Normally you just don't say that kind of thing because it manipulates
market.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, think of it this way, guys. If whatever company said, hey, well, let's say Apple, for example, and they said...
so Apple, for example, so we do have kind of rumor that Hyundai gonna work with Apple, like that, Hyundai, stock is going up.
Right.
Oh, no, they're not, so it's going down again.
Yeah. And that was actually a real rumor because Apple was shopping around. There was a rumor for a time that Apple was going to work with Porsche.
Car company.
Yeah, various car companies. So I want you guys to understand the implications of for Musk, it's all fun and games. Ha ha ha! I can tweet whatever I want. But it matters because you're this, CEO of a company, a publicly traded one, and it basically manipulates the stock. So here's another example. Trump could say something like, "Hey, the U.S. government's going to buy a bunch of Bitcoin,"
Yeah.
right? And so then, obviously, Bitcoin would go up or whatever. And then, like a day later, he could say, "Ah, I was kidding." So the problem then becomes, what if Trump has friends on the inside
Sure.
that are insider trading that stuff,
Yeah.
right? So
I'm
this is
surprised.
I wouldn't be shocked. Well, he had his Trump meme coin thingy, and the way crypto is you can like trace the addresses of stuff. So like I think it was 5 accounts that they identified that got in early before
I
Trump's
see. Just
announcement.
yeah.
We might not necessarily know who exactly is profiting off said things, but just don't do what Elon's doing, guys. It's corrupt. Here's another comment. This is from the radio. The radio says Trump and Elon are cut from the same cloth, so they're similar kind of people. Both have the emotional maturity of a spoiled 8-year-old. I want everyone to love me, though I am a total a-hole. So, do spoiled 8-year kids they think like
Oh,
that?
actually, in Korea, we do have friends that
What's that?
4 years old is crazy.
4 years old.
4 years old.
Crazy 4.
Yeah. 미친 4살.
Does that kind of kid like think that everyone should love them? Is that how that kind of kid thinks?
Love. It's not like that they have to do what they want. If they don't, they cry and just lay down and
Oh, yeah, they do that kind of.
Yeah.
The-
yeah, you just look like it. Trump like was like
the way they did.
always just like
just like that. The way I was thinking about too. So this is because you have to understand these like Trump and Musk people. So yeah, I would agree. They think everyone should love them, or if they say
do
something,
whatever you want. You just say it to me. Say yes to me.
you should follow them for sure. If they lose, so in the U.S. we always say that it's a kid that flips over the Monopoly board. Like you lost and just flip over the board. Yeah, and they get all mad, and then they say that everyone else cheated. That kind of thing. That's who these people are. We also have this. This is another comment coming in from Tim. Tim says, Elon is forgetting when you're reliant on retail sales, the customer is always right. What do you think about that? Is that a good philosophy for a company? Customer's always right.
Maybe at the end. Maybe first they can be, like fooled by rumors, fooled by their marketing, but at the end, I think so. Customers,
So you can make the case of, so for example, what you're talking about is like, let's say a CEO has an idea for a product that consumers don't know that they want, right? So the idea would be like, if you've never seen something before. So for example, we're talking about phones. I always talk about phones. I remember when the phones first came out, the smartphones, and I was like, why do I want the internet on my phone? Like, why would I want to look at this like little thing? Because like back then, the early iPhones were like they just weren't as good as today. And I remember, a friend showed me his iPhone thing, or even mobile phones at all. Like I was a late adopter to that kind of stuff. Like I don't know. I didn't want to spend yet more money on something that I had lived, years without. But ultimately, sometimes a company's right. They present but then the idea that the customer's always right, that would be like, this is more of a customer service thing in USA. So like when a customer comes into your, store and they say that they want to be treated a certain way, or they want to buy this kind of thing, don't tell them what they want to buy, that kind of stuff. Like it goes back to, say, we always make the joke that Elon wants to sue everyone if we don't buy a Tesla, right?
Yeah, and he did.
Well, he sued people for the advertising thing. Yeah. He'll eventually sue us for not wanting to buy a Tesla is probably what's going to go on. But
why you don't want to buy a robotaxi, right?
Yeah, actually, that's going to be an interesting one. So the Tesla people over there, the stock promoters, they're all talking about, I guess, theoretically, Tesla's moving forward to try to test their taxi things in California. Is the rumor.
It should be this year, right?
They always say it's coming soon, but we'll see. Texas is supposed to be in June, last I heard. Who knows if they're gonna do anything. Theoretically, they're pushing forward in California. We'll see. The other news today with Elon, we made a video about it, is he is being called out by a judge. So do you remember the basic ruling? What the judge said basically?
Yeah, she said, so you don't have right. You're not hired illegally. So that
No, it's not legal. Like you're hired illegally. Yeah.
So that's why he doesn't have any right to fire someone, hire someone
Yeah.
to break about the USA government building.
Yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. The judge is like, you were put in your position improperly. You don't even have a position,
Yeah.
let alone all of your powers. So then, from the get-go, everything they're doing is unconstitutional, legal. We kind of knew that, but what's that?
There's some Korean news. Their team try to break another government building today.
Yeah, I didn't even heard of this
And
one.
I heard that
What's that?
the police
Mhm.
helped them to break in.
Yeah, so this is the USIP. It was like the U.S. Office of International Peace or something like that. I can't even keep track of all the stories every day that come out. There was one, for example, because this is the what's great about agencies or let's just say journalists that cover like exactly this stuff. So, for example, CBS, they've been keeping tally. Thanks right here. It says court records show how many federal workers were fired and rehired at 18 agencies. 18 agencies, 18 different places they've been
fired
and then rehired. Yeah, yeah. And then you can see the number there. It's 24,000 workers.
Crazy.
So it's a lot.
Crazy.
It's completely not efficient, right?
Yeah, you told my sister actually working at the VOA Korea.
Is she working now? I don't know.
Yeah, she still have a job.
Oh, she does.
I
Okay.
think so.
When's the last time you talked to her?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you haven't talked to her for a while.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so I said you haven't talked to her because the reason why it matters is because it changes every day. No, seriously.
So her boss, told her, even if you fire tomorrow, don't be surprised, because his wife working at the hospital.
The VA.
Yeah, VA, and she fired.
Yeah, they were on the list here. The stress right now is the workers. They just don't know what to do. Because if Musk tells you have to be in the office and it's
but Musk has no power, no right. Right.
Well, see but it's going to be a fight. So if one judge says something and then Musk says something and then Trump says something, then the workers are like, I'm not quite sure.
Trump doesn't have, even if he's president, he doesn't have a right to hire judge, fire a judge.
Well, that's what we're going to find out, and that's what we're going to find out. He shouldn't be.
So the democracy is three parts of government. They look each other.
Right. So the problem is probably going to be, chances are, it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and we might not have anything until next year on that. So we might.
Too late.
It's going to take a long time.
It's been let's say 3 months, 2 months. They're screw your government already, but next year. Yeah,
so that's because for a lot of us who've been watching this stuff, they feel like, where's the opposition? Where are the Democrats? Why aren't they stopping them? And
that's why, recently the France, the politician make fun of U.S. government and Trump.
Yeah, a lot of people do. France does. It was just yesterday. I'm sure we call them. We'll say governor, but it could be mayor. But it was from Toronto, because every part of Canada would have a different government. It was in Toronto where they said we're going to give tax credits for electric vehicles, except for Tesla. No, seriously, it was really funny. The phrase was she said if you want to buy a Tesla, you can still buy a Tesla here in Toronto, but you're not going to get taxpayer money to buy a Tesla. So there's that. He's pissing off several kinds of people. Tesla is no longer Elon Musk's biggest holding. It's now actually SpaceX, because Tesla stock keeps dropping.
Going,
yeah. So why would he pay attention to Tesla if it's not that big to him anymore?
It's not gonna
I don't think he's coming back. That's my opinion.
They should fire him.
Okay, so the reason why they don't is because Tesla stock is overvalued.
Yeah.
Okay. The only value right now in the stock is that Elon Musk is really good at
pumping.
Yeah,
marketing.
Basically, that's basically what it is. And you have these army of, it's a combination. So you have people on Wall Street that are like, oh, we have this guy who's willing to lie and make up a bunch of nonsense. And you have all these idiot retail investor people who are willing to give money to said thing. And so when you put those two things together, Wall Street can make money. They can totally make money.
Yeah, but they did. But now is their cars firing.
Yeah.
And it's going down.
Yeah. So there are many used to be many engineers that were pretty talented over at Tesla. He's lost all of those, and so like it's really hard for him to get the company going again.
Yeah, and you said,
What's up?
there's news is BYD is coming.
Yep.
Not
So,
just BYD, a lot of Japanese car,
Yeah,
Japanese car,
yeah.
Korean car.
So Toyota, they have some sort of partnership in China. So they're making like a $15,000 electric vehicle. So that's going to be like half the price of a Tesla. So like, I mean, and it got when it first was announced, it got like 10,000 orders in 60 minutes in an hour, 10,000 orders an hour. So it's like, because like guys, if I could tell you, hey, you could get an electric vehicle made by Toyota's type of stuff, and you could get it for half the price of a Tesla. Who's going to buy Elon? I mean, just no. Or the BYD announcement was they got this battery they're claiming. I say claims, I haven't seen it yet. That can charge in 5 minutes, and the Tesla takes like 25, maybe 30 minutes.
5 minutes is faster than phone charging.
Oh, actually, it is. Actually, it is. So, if that technology works, Tesla's done. And then on top of that, you have the Korean manufacturers over here, which I'm telling you guys, Kia and Hyundai are good cars. They're real. We see them every day on the road. And we don't even talk about Genesis, which is a really great car. So I think that's Hyundai though, right? Genesis?
Hyundai. But I think you guys call different name.
I'm not sure. You guys can let us know in the USA if it's called Genesis. I don't know. I think it would be Genesis, but who knows? The other thing too you got going on with Elon is he's got this X company or XAI, and then I guess they're acquiring companies. You saw?
Hotshot?
Yeah.
Just merged with Hotshot. Buying Hotshot.
Yeah. So from Elon's point of view, he knows Tesla's over with, right?
Yeah, so he doesn't put money on Tesla anymore.
Yeah, he's actually putting money into Twitter. It was reported from there's a kind of I don't know if rumors the right way to say it. We'll say someone with Saudi connections say that looks like there's interest from Elon to keep buying more shares of Twitter, which is quite interesting. So what Elon's trying to do right now, which has been reported, he's trying to get around the law in Delaware. So Delaware's a state, and they canceled his pay package because he can't get it or whatever. So he's fighting to get his pay package. If he can get that, then he can dump the stock. Then he can take all his winnings over to Twitter. Yeah, so he can't actually. Well, he could leave Twitter, or he could leave or get fired whenever he wants. But I think he's trying to make sure, give me my stock, I'll sell it, dump it, and then he's off to do other things because he knows it's over at Tesla. Unfortunately, what's that?
I think that's the time to sell the stock because he's gonna do the final pump before he sell.
What do you do a final pump? I mean, you would make you probably that's not. I mean, that's a good question.
Yeah, that was I told you when FTX did the super marketing.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that.
So he's gonna do the super marketing before he sell the stock, I think.
Well, that's an interesting question. I want to hear you guys' opinion on that. If you think Elon gets his pay package, does he start selling immediately, or he says does some sort of final pump, which would be like?
Yeah, I think so.
I bet you. Here's what the final pump would be. This will be my prediction. If he does, he'll say, "Hey, I'm going to come out with a $10,000 car, and it's going to be the most awesome car forever. Everyone in the world is going to buy it." And he's like, "Oh my god, it's going to be a $10,000 car," and he'll be like, "If BYD can charge in 5 minutes, my car can charge in 3 minutes." So. That's our predictions for the one final pump from Elon. Then he'll dump all the stock on you, run away over to XAI, and he'll start talking about, AI is going to be like the future and stuff like that. So anyway, that's what we got for you. Want to hear your thoughts, and we'll catch you next video. So bye.